Dr. Raj and I, Smitty, your favorite fantasy football show. We're going to talk about rookies. We're going to break them down. Dr. Raj is going to talk a little defense. I'm going to hit you with some of the offensive rookie stuff. Well, we both will. Talk about who's our number one, 1.01. I know who mine is, Dr. Raj. Do you know who your 1.01 is in rookie drafts?
Yeah.
Okay, he knows. We'll get to it. And why am I wearing the Santa hat? Because this is like Christmas, man. The Combine, NFL draft time, NCAA bracketology, NFL draft, and Combine, and the start of fantasy football season, and any draft. There's a lot of Christmases in my life, Dr. Raj. This is one of them. We're not going to do the intro because I don't think it's going to... Let's see, let me kill the music. Whenever I do soundboard stuff with you, Dr. Raj, you create problems.
Well, we do.
I don't know. Let me kill the... Anyway, all right. Let's talk about these rookies. So, who impressed you the most in this... let me see if I can kill this music. One more. It's just like going crazy here. Oh my God, stop! Kill! I killed it, but it's still playing.
Oh, no.
All right, where are my comments? What's up, guys? What's up, Joshua? What's up, Elgin? What's up, Derek? What's up, Jacob? What's up, Jose? What's up, Double A? Glad to have you guys.
It was good.
Super pumped to have you here. Let me kill the sound effects. There we go. Can you guys still hear Dr. Raj? Dr. Raj, say something.
Hello?
Can you hear Dr. Raj? All right. I'm not going to do intro stuff anymore when I go on Skype with you because for whatever reason it just kills my soundboard. I got to figure out how to fix that. Joshua, what's up? Smitty, it's really 9 a.m. Eastern for the draft. It is, Joshua. We got to give away your 2 spots, Dr. Raj.
I know.
Because the draft will begin. I don't know where you guys pick, but I'll check it. But you got to get those spots out.
9 a.m.?
9 a.m. tomorrow. But if they're not, let's take a look at the draft. If they're not drafting like really soon, let me see. Let me pull up the draft order, and I'll tell you exactly where your peeps are drafting. If they're not anywhere soon, you could fill it by tomorrow, no problem. I doubt we get through the top 10 or 12 in one day. Like it's literally, 96.
So we just draft the first round? Is that what we're doing tomorrow?
It's the draft begins until it ends, but it could take. You could pre-draft and pre-draft all your stuff, so you don't have to like sit around and like it's not like you got to be in front of the computer at all. You can pre-rank every pre-draft.
Is there like a draft app I download? Or?
You got to go to my. It's in the email invite I sent you.
Yeah, I got the email.
Let's see here how the first round could take like literally a week. Now there's only 10 like roster spots, so there should be 10 rounds. You could literally pre-rank the whole thing if you wanted to, but I'll of course text you when you're up, Dr. Raj. You get special privilege. Draft results here. Email draft. Full draft report. Let me look for RSF 49ers. So your first follower is number 39. Your next follower is 60, and you're 66. So there's a good chance your follower is not up for like 2 or 3 days, Yeah, so we'll get it taken care of. But let's talk about these rookies, man. I don't know about you guys in the comments, but the guy that stands out the most to me from a fantasy perspective is Jonathan Taylor, 4.39, 40-yard dash. And just literally looking at him on the field running the drills, the pure size of the guy, the agility, his ability to catch a football and turn, make one cut and go, and his just power and like decisiveness. I know it's hard to like they're running with no one covering them and stuff, but you can get a sense for how talented a guy is physically, like how gifted the guy is just in terms of his physical ability, raw talent. And Jonathan Taylor looks amazing. He looked good in college. He was my number 2 or 3 ranked, bouncing back and forth ranked rookie. But I have said every single time I've written a rookie ranking or talked about it that it depending on the landing spot, these guys could go from 3 on my rankings to number 1 overall, or go from number 1 overall all the way down to like number 4 for running backs. It all had to do with their combine and landing spot. And Jonathan Taylor, with his combine performance, went from number 3 on my board to number 1, partly due to the fact that I think teams are going to view him as the number 1, which means he's most likely, given the cost of the draft capital involved in acquiring Jonathan Taylor, means that the team that takes him will be using him as a workhorse. That's half the battle.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's your number 1.01?
So he definitely impressed, and he definitely went up boards. So I got a couple guys I want to talk to. They're not my number 1 per se, but they're pretty damn close, and they really increased their draft stock. So Justin Jefferson, wide receiver at LSU, this guy's combine was out of this world. It was so good. He showed good jumping skills. When he ran the gauntlet, the ball was sticking to his hands like glue. He ran like a 4.4 40. That guy was blazing fast. He shows he has skills all across the board as a receiver. This guy looks like a real deal. Justin Jefferson, definitely got to keep an eye on. He was probably, one of the top 5 receivers coming in after this. He looks like one of the top receivers in the combine. And then another guy that really, really skyrocketed. He probably had the best combine with receivers, with respect to receivers. Chase Claypool, Notre Dame wide receiver, 6'4". This guy's a big body receiver, but he is just incredible. Let me pull this up. What did he run? I think it was let me look at his 40 time real quick. This guy was absolutely incredible. I know 40 time doesn't dictate everything, but I mean, just the amount of speed he had at his size was impressive. There's a 4.45 40. Not only that, but he ran. His vertical was good. I mean, he just impressed. Chase Claypool looks like he probably went from like a 4th round pick to a second, maybe even a first day pick. Man, this guy looked impressive, and his story is impressive. So this is okay. So Chase Claypool,
4.42,
bigger than Cameron Wake. He ran a faster 40 times than Odell Beckham. He had more reps than Jared Allen in the bench press. He had a higher vertical than Julio Jones, and he jumped further than Devin Hester. I mean, monster. Chase Claypool.
Yeah.
Looks great. I mean, best receiver, though, still, you got Jeudy, and that's probably still my number 1 receiver.
Yeah. Claypool literally, like, climbed up boards, everybody's board. Some people climbed onto their board because no one even had him on their board. A lot of fantasy analysts and sites didn't even rank him in their top 10 wide receivers. And it's understandable why, because it's such a deep class. It's not that crazy to have him 5 or have him 12. It literally is that deep of a wide receiver crew in 2020 in this draft. But Claypool definitely vaulted, I think, into a lot of people's top 5, top 6, 6'4", 238, arm span 32 and a half, and his hands are like 9.7/8 or whatever. You know what's funny is where do they measure when you measure hands? Do you know anything about this? When they measure hands, do they measure from like fingertip to like right here?
No, it's the other way. It's the opposite way. So
on here?
No. From like, it's hard for me to do because I gotta hold my phone. So like they would start at the end of at the end of your finger to the other side of your finger.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Okay, because I got pretty big paws, and I feel like I measured it, and it was like when people would say a guy had small hands, they'd be talking about like the 9-inch range. So
I
want to see. So like I measured because I was measuring my hand, and I was like, dude, my hand is literally 8 inches. I'm like, how are they calling someone with 9-inch hands small? But I didn't realize it was. So it's like this.
Yeah, basically from the top. Though.
From the top.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So flip it on the other side.
You like that?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Okay. So here's my hand. I have size 13 shoe. I have really large hands. I can palm a basketball pretty easily, and I'm at 9 inch. I can't get it on the camera. 9 inches. Is that correct? 9 inches?
Yeah.
So what's funny is like
you'd be able to play quarterback.
What's funny is though that like I think what does Mahomes have like nine and something Kyler
Yeah.
Murray has like 9 inches and like just a touch, 9 in the touch, I believe it. I'll have to look. But 9 inches, I have really big hands, and they're talking about how quarterbacks like Burrow has 9 inches, I think, even.
Uh-huh.
Like, how is that a small hand? I don't understand how people are calling that a small hand. Like, it's crazy.
I guess his hand is just barely enough to grab the football.
I
So
don't
they
know.
say
It's weird. I don't know if anybody has any information on that, but it was crazy. They're going over Burrow's 9-inch hands. They're like, he's got tiny hands. I'm like, 9 inches. So I measured mine. I'm like, dude,
Weird.
my hands are 9 inches. They're pretty big paws, man. I can palm a basketball pretty easily. So I don't really understand. I know athletes are generally bigger, but quarterbacks are like 6'1", 6'2". Like, do you expect a quarterback that's 6'2" to have bigger hands than 9 inches, 9.5 inches? It's kind of weird.
I mean, it's all relative.
Yeah.
Genes work a weird way.
But Murray supposedly has small hands. Murray's supposedly tiny and small,
Yeah, he's a
and people are
smaller guy.
still questioning whether he's going to be big enough. He already proved it. What are people talking
Well,
about?
first year. We'll see what happens in next year.
Yeah, I'm excited about Murray. Anybody have any questions? Hit us in the comments here, and we'll address it. Burrow is confirmed to have an 8.5. Okay, so 8.5. 8.5 will put him. It's still a decent sized paw.
It's not bad, but you gotta think of what's the size of a football.
Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it into the camera shot. Like, that's. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that's not tiny. 9 inches is still a huge hand. It's a size 13 shoe. Whatever. Burrow baby shark hands. Burrow's got Trump hands.
So hold
Roger.
on. So look at this. Hold up. So a football.
Trump hands.
A football is approximately 11.5 inches in length. Oh wait, no, that's college.
Where's my football? I got a football somewhere around here.
So it's probably like 12 inches, I'm guessing. So I mean, you gotta think about the size of the football. So in terms of that, yeah, that's what they're saying, that he's not gonna be able to grip a ball.
Yeah, I don't know.
Stupid. To me, it's stupid. It's
There's my football. I'm gonna grab it. Okay. So
the
here's
length should measure from 11 inches from tip to tip.
Maybe I was measuring it wrong, but like I'm 9 exactly.
Yeah.
And so they're saying that he's like, like that or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Trump has small hands. Trump has probably, I would guess, 7.5-inch hands.
Probably.
Burrow's, I've got large hands. All right, talk defense. So my favorite, actually, stick on running backs real quick. What other running backs do you like from this draft class? Did anybody impress you from this combine?
I mean, nobody really stuck out. Running backs were all pretty much seemed similar to me. Like you said, JT was the guy that wowed everybody. He stole the show. I mean, after he came in and did his thing, it was just like, okay, nobody else could compare. I mean, there's some good running backs in the draft, but JT's the cream of the crop. To me, really, I was watching wide receivers a lot, and man, I mean, this wide receiver class is just so deep. They're deeper than Atlantis, is what I've been saying to everybody.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wide receiver
dude.
class is crazy, man. It's just super good. It's stacked. Talent is loaded. I mean, you say CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins. You got Ruggs. Oh, that's another guy that blew me away.
Ruggs looks good, dude. Ruggs looks real good.
So explosive. He could jump. He can run. He can go off.
Akers.
Are insane.
Akers.
Justin Rager. He didn't run as fast as everybody thought he could in the 40, but game speed's a lot different than 40 time. Don't let that 40 time dictate everything. Rager looks like he could be the next Tyreek Hill. This guy is so fast, and actually him not running a high 40 time might make him drop in the draft, which would be great for a lot of teams. They're looking for a big speed home run guy. Rager's a guy I'm really, really looking at. And then there's that guy in Colorado. I can't pronounce his name. Lavishka. You know who I'm talking about? He plays for Colorado.
Yeah, you're talking about. How can we both forget the name at the same time? Uh, Help us out, guys. Akers, yeah, Akers I like a lot. Akers look pretty good.
Yeah, what he did.
Yeah, Akers look pretty good. J.K. Dobbins did pretty good.
Oh, Dobbins, yeah.
I mean, he put up the bench pretty good.
Laviska Shenault, this guy. So
Shenault,
he
yes.
Didn't really have the best combine, and he got hurt. He had a core muscle injury. He suffered a core muscle injury. That might have thrown him off. But this guy, they're comparing him to me, he looks like Deebo Samuel 2.0. You know me, I love Deebo.
You love Deebo.
This guy with the core injury, this is good for him. He's going to slide down in the draft. He's going to lose some draft stock. Somebody's going to steal him, and he's going to be a hell of a player. Laviska Shenault.
Yeah, Shenault, yeah. Shenault, there's talk about him being like the next Julio Jones, and then there's people that think that he's got, some major holes in his game, and he might not get drafted to be. So
honestly, it's slide
hit and
he's good.
Hit and miss on whether he's going to. Yeah, I think people have a hit and miss like approach on him, so he should fly under the radar. The problem becomes when these guys fall under the radar for NFL teams. Then it's hard to predict what situation they're going to fall in. But like in Jonathan Taylor's case, because he has such a good combine, like I said, he's going to go so high that anybody drafting him, spending that kind of draft capital, they're going to use him as their starting running back. They're going to draft him as a beast. Whereas a guy like Zach Moss, may get drafted into a cloudy situation. A guy like Shenault could fall into a cloudier situation because his draft capital is so low. They don't want that. People won't have to spend a ton. They might take a risk when they don't need a wide receiver like New England, could do that. True. And then you're like, damn it. Now, that's what happened to N'Keal Harry. Got drafted into New England because he fell so far. So it's tough to say. I think Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb remain my top two. Justin Jefferson probably jumps up right there with CeeDee Lamb.
And I like Henry Ruggs. I mean, the guy ran a 4.27. He was going for John Ross's record. He was close. He said, because that first run he got canceled, and he says he felt that would have been the one. And then he had to redo the run, and he got a 4.27. Anytime you throw your rhythm off, it's gonna hurt you. But Ruggs, man, he looks so super fast.
Jacob correcting the record, he said that fake news. Burrow does have 9-inch hands, not 8.5. Okay, so he has the same size hands as me, and my hands are not small hands. I've probably met 2 or 3 people in my last 10 years that have bigger hands. Like, I don't understand, how are these small hands for a quarterback? Like, I guess I'm a little offended, Dr. Raj, that I'm being told that my hands are too small for the NFL. It's a little upsetting.
It's crazy, man. I don't know. I'm not an analyst, so who knows, man. Another guy that I really like, Michael Pittman.
What's up, Michael?
Michael Pittman looked really good. He's another guy. He kind of he wasn't on everybody's radar before the combine, but he's a great talented receiver. He played at USC for, and he's been a hell of a receiver there. So I like Pittman. He could be a steal in this draft, mid-round steal.
Let's do a rookie mock draft, if you guys don't mind. So in the chat, call out the 1.01. If I see a couple confirmations on the guys they're throwing out, I'll lock them in. So we'll let the chat decide who, and we'll kind of give our opinion and kind of weigh in a little bit. But I assume that it's going to probably be Jonathan Taylor, but I want you guys to vote in the chat. Defensively, while people are doing that, maybe you could talk about one player at a time that you like.
So the guy that blew it, I mean, I know he's still waiting for his secondary tomorrow, and I'm a little upset that Grant Delpit, my draft crush, isn't going to run because he has an ankle injury, but he says he's going to be ready for Pro Day on April 3rd, LSU Pro Day. The guy that really flew out of the works today, linebacker Isaiah Simmons, Clemson linebacker. He's the prototype. He's the, do-it-all linebacker. The reason I bring him up, a couple days ago when he was, talking at the Combine, had his little interview, he said, he's built to stop tight ends like George Kittle and Travis Kelce. I was like, he's fast. He's a great linebacker. But don't sit there and say that you could stop these proven NFL tight ends that are 2 of the best in the NFL. He says, my game is good enough to stop Kittle and Kelce. And I was like, whoa, But he showed some pretty good skills today at the Combine. I was impressed. He ran like a oh god, a 4.49 40. The guy's a linebacker. He's a monster. He's got speed. His vertical was nice. He ran, and everything about his game tonight, his combine was really good. He probably had defensively, out of all the defensive players, Isaiah Simmons probably was the best defensive talent in the combine so far.
I like that. Good analysis. And we'll take a break in between each player defensive that you want to talk about and go with the mock draft here. So who is the 1.02 guys? Drop your 1.02. We got Jonathan Taylor at 1.01. So we got one vote for Swift at 1.2. Go ahead, Dr. Raj.
So next guy I was looking, Chase Young. To me, Chase Young's the best defensive prospect in the land. You know, he doesn't even need to do a combine to show people that he's the man. But Chase Young, if I'm building a defense or if I'm building a team and I need one guy from this drive to say this is I'm going to build my defense around, Chase Young. He's the next Nick Bosa probably. He could be better than Nick Bosa. That's how good he is. Chase Young is just a monster. He's a freak. And he probably should be the top pick in the draft. But, people need quarterbacks. If I was a team and I needed the best defensive player in the draft, I'm going Chase Young. That guy is a freak of nature.
I'm not sure what the buzz is on Burrow and Tua now, but my prediction was before the combine that Tua would climb into more people's number one quarterback ranking than people thought, heading in. And I bet
Tua is, you're right. I think he is climbing up a little bit. He's rehabbing from that injury. He looks like he's going to be healthy and going. And it's a major injury to overcome, but he's battling it. But I still think Burrow is the top guy.
Okay, who are we going with 1.2, guys? I've got a couple Swift votes. I got a Dobbins. Dobbins didn't even work out. Dobbins did the bench.
Who's your favorite defensive prospect?
Honestly, man, I haven't watched enough of that because I've been focusing on the offensive that I don't want to give you the raw. I don't want to say unless I've done my proper research on that. I still have to catch up on the defensive guys. I skipped it to go make sure I hit the offensive pretty heavy. So I'm gonna resort to you on the defense side of the football for this. Cam Akers is definitely climbing a lot of people's board, but are we going with Swift at number 2? Are we going with Dobbins, or are we going to go with a wide receiver like Jeudy at 1.2? Because we don't really have clarity on the second running back, in my opinion. I kind of think with J.K. Dobbins still to impress at his pro day, that's we're waiting on that. With Swift looking pretty good, but still not maybe in the eyes of other teams a clear cut. I'm taking this guy as a workhorse running back. Some teams are going to need more in the pro day from him to lock him in.
He's the guy that he's going to really need a wow at his pro day. You know who else had a good combine? Receiver, Baylor receiver Denzel Mims. Oh my God, he dominated that combine. He looked like a freaking nature out there.
Are you okay putting Jeudy number 2?
Oh yeah, Jeudy. He didn't need a big combine to impress anybody. Yeah, he definitely. I'd say number 2. Jeudy's a beast.
Okay, what about Swift number 3? We're getting a lot of Swift votes, so I think he's probably.
Yeah, wow, they really like him, huh?
DeAndre Swift.
I wouldn't say 3, but if that's what they want, they go for it.
It seems like that's going to be the vote here.
Well, his combine's not everything.
It is not.
Straight line speed can be a little.
Landing spot is half the battle.
That's true. You got to get on the right. That right there is probably the truest thing I've heard. You have to get on the right team. Like, you could be a great player, but if you don't get on the right team that's going to fit your needs, you flame out.
Okay, so we have Jonathan Taylor, Jeudy, DeAndre Swift. Who's number 4? Do we go CeeDee Lamb? Do we go Jeffries?
Probably go Lamb, Jefferson.
Or Jefferson. I keep saying Jeffries. Jefferson.
Jefferson's a monster, man.
Jefferson looks so good.
He's so good.
He looks like a beast. In the right spot, he's going to go crazy. I keep saying Jefferson.
He looks like he's going to be a star in this league.
Yeah, I think CeeDee Lamb is just a little bit better, though.
I do, too. I think CeeDee Lamb has a little bit more potential. He's good, man. But
let's put Dobbins, J.K. Dobbins. My keyboard, everything's really, I gotta restart. I've had so many computer problems for a really good computer. This is a MacBook Pro. It's like a high end. It's had so many damn problems. J.K. Dobbins, CeeDee Lamb, and then number 6 we put Jefferson.
Yeah.
And then number 7, who are we going with?
Henry Ruggs.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea there.
Speedy, man. He looked good.
So we have Jonathan Taylor, we have Swift, we have the top 3 running backs. So I think that's fair to have them in the top 5.
Yeah.
Just because running backs, that's such a premium position in fantasy.
True.
So we'll go with number 7. We'll go with. Is everybody good with Ruggs? We'll go Henry Ruggs. Number 7. If my keyboard will work. Ruggs, come on. I'm hitting everything like twice. Okay, number 8. Who's number 8?
Claypool, maybe?
Yeah,
you feel confident putting him up there that high?
It's not bad.
That's good, man. He looked like a monster. He dominated that combine.
He does look good, dude.
I think they said he was like the only one to run a sub 4.540 with his size since Calvin Johnson.
Yeah,
we got pretty impressive.
We got a Claypool confirmation right away from Zach, so I feel comfortable putting
Claypool,
him there.
man. They're comparing. When you get comparisons to Calvin Johnson, you're pretty good, man.
Yeah, Chase Claypool. If I'm spelling anybody wrong, let me know, guys.
But yeah, as far as defense, going back to that, honestly, the biggest winner, Isaiah Simmons. The guy looked absolutely monstrous. 4.3940.
Yeah.
There's two other linebackers that stood out. There's this guy Willie Gay. He's Mississippi State. Honestly, I couldn't tell you who this guy was before the combine, and I watched it. I got his numbers right here. He basically put up a 4.4640. He had a 39.5 vertical and an 11.4 broad jump. The guy was just off the charts. Nobody knew who he was.
But how big were his hands is the real question, Dr. Raj.
I got to check it out. Another guy, there's another linebacker I noted in my notes. Ken Murray, Oklahoma linebacker. The guy put a pretty good show, too. He's a linebacker. He had 38-inch vertical, a 10.9 broad jump, and a 4.5240. He was pretty dang good. He's probably like number 2 linebacker behind Isaiah Simmons. Those guys really stuck out. The D lineman really didn't, like I said, nobody really stood out. That's why I think Chase Young is still the top guy. He didn't even need to do the combine, and he said all week, he goes, "I'm the best defensive player in the land. I don't need to do it." Like, he's cocky. I like that about him. Like, a lot of people say that's not a good quality. To me, I love it when a guy feels great about himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who are we going with as number 10? We'll leave it at 10. We'll just rank it
10. Let's see.
Who do you guys want at number 10? I'm kind of looking through the board, trying to make sure I'm not missing anybody. It could be a while.
Trying to make sure I didn't miss.
I mean, do we go a quarterback here, or do we just?
We didn't even talk about quarterback.
Yeah, it's hard to rank a quarterback in my rookie rankings that high, though. It's really, like I don't feel like this could come back to bite me, but I don't feel like Burrow and Tua are really going to be like the lead of the elite. I think could they both be like Winston type, which is a good quarterback. I mean,
they'll be good, but
they're not Lamar. They're not. This isn't going to be.
I'm just basing this off of combine stuff like that. I mean, quarterbacks really. Tua didn't have to run because of his injury.
Yeah.
Burrow, he skipped it because he thinks he's the greatest. So. The one quarterback that really did help himself was Justin Herbert from Oregon. He looked pretty good. He looked impressive. He had a 4.6840, I think. He was good. There was a tight end that looked pretty good. The guy that ran he ran like a sub 4.540. That's the guy that they were going crazy on. I can't
What
remember his
what
guy's
about
name.
what about Clyde Edwards-Helaire? How do you say his last name? Hilaire or Hilary? Hilaire.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Hilaire.
Hilaire. I think it's how you pronounce it, Hilaire.
Yeah,
But Edwards-Helaire looks freaking pretty decent.
he looked decent. You know who
Chenault,
didn't? Chenault. He's
Higgins.
good, but like I said, injury's gonna drop him down. I love the kid. I like Chenault. I like him. You know who didn't look good, and he's not gonna be good. Jake Fromm. He looked bad. He looked
Yeah,
bad. Jalen Hurts. He he looked fast. He looked fast. But his throwing drills were a little off. But he could run.
yeah. Let's go with Clyde. We've got a couple votes for him in the chat. So Clyde
Okay.
Edwards-Helaire.
Got it.
Just because running backs, in the right spot, he could gain a lot of momentum with a good pro day. So I'm
Honorable mention though, Denzel Mims. This receiver looked good. He ran a 4.38 40. Kid was 6'3", 207 pounds. He ran a 4.38 40. This
Yeah.
kid was flying, man.
Okay, let's get this. Let's see here. Hilaire. Okay, Hilaire's in there. Here's our top 10 rookies. Kind of consensus, kind of heavy weighted by Dr. Raj and myself. Jonathan Taylor, number 1. Jerry Jeudy, number 2. DeAndre Swift, number 3. J.K. Dobbins, number 4. CeeDee Lamb, number 5. Justin Jefferson, number 6. Henry Ruggs, number 7. Chase Claypool, number 8. Cam Akers, number 9. And Clyde at number 10. That is our top 10 rookies. I think that's pretty good. Anybody feel like there's anything off on that? Speak now or forever hold your peace, because we're locking this in as the first official top 10 rookie rankings post NFL Combine, and I like it, Dr. Raj. I think we
That's
have
good. I like it. I
I think
like
we got
it.
a good. I like Claypool, kind of
I love
sneaky in there. Akers, very undervalued, but still worthy of that top 10, but maybe a top 6 overall pick. Justin Jefferson could be number 3, or he could be number 6. You could argue that.
Yeah,
CeeDee Lamb
Jefferson,
could be
yeah.
3 or 4 or 5. I love CeeDee Lamb, and J.K. Dobbins and Swift will have something to say on their pro days to try and get above our higher ranked Jonathan Taylor and Jerry Jeudy. I like it.
Yeah.
It's looking
Just
good.
keep an eye on Claypool. Claypool is my guy, man. I'm gonna be rolling.
Zach likes him too.
You know, I was high on him before coming into the draft. When I was looking at players, I was like, Claypool looks good. He looks good. And now he's definitely become a draft crush. This guy is. If the Niners somehow get this guy, I'll be a happy man. Because here's the thing. Not a lot of people know, unless you're a Niner fan and you talk to me. Jalen Hurts back, that was the guy that they really were keying on coming back this season and being a big part, but it's unknown. His back injury has now become a chronic issue. If his back injury is not healthy, this is a reason why they're looking for a receiver. So, see.
What about Superflex? That's a great question, Michael. If this were a Superflex rookie mock draft, you'd have to rank Tua and Burrow and one or two of the other quarterbacks probably in the top 8, top 9, top 10.
Without a doubt. If
Superflex is crazy.
Yeah, you got to throw in those guys.
But
I'd probably say Burrow.
But here's the thing, man. In a Superflex, because I'm already an early Pat Mahomes drafter, an early Deshaun Watson drafter, I go against the grain in the fantasy industry, which regurgitates over and over that you have to wait on a quarterback. If you take Mahomes in the second round, you're going to lose. That dumb, blanket statement, you can't win multiple ways. I hate it. But I'm such a big believer in a startup dynasty to draft a Mahomes, to draft a Watson, especially in a Superflex league, that I don't find myself in a position where I need the rookie quarterback so much in this, and I find myself smiling ear to ear during a rookie-only draft in a Superflex or Dynasty league, because everyone else is getting scared about drafting a quarterback here, and I already have my quarterback situation kind of ironed out. I don't like to leave it up to the rookies, and I think it just drives the value down of the other players, and I love it. So that's why I like in Superflex leagues the rookie picks, because people are all over the quarterbacks. Zach Moss should be around top 10 2 probably, says Kyle. Well, Kyle, we're running out of space, man. I mean, honestly, you could put Moss at 10. You could put Chenault at 10. You could put a lot of players at 10. But if we take somebody out like Claypool, or who would you take out? Like, I hear you. I'm not, like, attacking you, Kyle. I'm just saying, like, dude, it's so arguable. You know, Ruggs could be 11 or 7. Claypool could be 5 or 12. Like, it literally is hard to tell at this point. The only thing I know for sure is that I want Jeudy, I want CeeDee Lamb, and I want the number 1 running back, which at this point in time looks to be Jonathan Taylor, but landing spot could change that. Those 3 players, I believe. So CeeDee Lamb, Jeudy, throw in Jefferson, Taylor. I just feel like one of those running backs and those 3 wide receivers are must-have. Like, you know, if they're available in your draft, you got to grab them. Don't get excited about Cam Akers. I like Cam, but don't get excited about him and draft him over one of those 4.
Yeah, he's not going to make a big, like, he's not, I mean, not saying he's not going to make an impact, but I don't think he'll have the higher probability of making an impact as those other guys. Like, those other guys could be superstars within the first couple of weeks.
Tannehill's dad says, where's ETN? ETN's back in college, my man. Where have you been, Tannehill's dad? Where have you been, buddy? I was very depressed about that, Tannehill's dad. Very upset that ETN went back to college. You know, he could go online. What's he got to do? What's he going back to school for?
These kids need the education.
Yeah, I know.
You see Tony Romo making that big money?
Oh,
you
God.
make sure you get the education so you can be a broadcaster.
Yeah,
this guy, Tony Romo's contract is insane.
Do you think he's worth it? Is he, in your opinion, that good of a commentator? He's pretty good, but
the best commentator out there, man.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. He's going to get paid good, and he deserves it.
Yeah.
Because I've seen all these other commentators; they're horrible compared to Romo.
He is good.
Romo is so good.
And what a great, like, his career path reminds me a lot of this is a weird analogy, but what's his name? I can't even remember his name. Iron Man. What's his name?
Tony Stark?
Yeah. Well, what's the actor's name?
Robert Downey.
Robert Downey Jr. Kind of just like already had his career in the works. Kind of took a dive almost. Like Tony Romo. Essentially, you could say his career kind of crapped out at the end. And like, look at him now, dude. He's on top of the world in the NFL game. What amazing comeback.
I like Romo. Jr. Even when he was on the Cowboys, I had respect for the guy. He got a lot of crap. He put up good seasons, good numbers. Couldn't get it done in the playoffs, but he was a pretty damn good quarterback.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a good commentator, so yeah, he deserves it.
Statistically, he was, but commentator, man, this guy is. I like when I watch the games and I know Tony Romo's commentating. I'm really. I enjoy watching it. I enjoy listening to what he has to say.
Yeah. So good for him. Good on him getting that money.
Good for him.
But again, it reminds me a lot of like just a bounce back situation. Like he literally crapped out in the NFL. You know, and people are like, should he come back? Should he not? Didn't quite finish the way he wanted, and then kind of always choked when it counted, right? And then now he comes back and he does, you know, the second part of his career.
Clutch, baby.
Clutch.
Like you said, he's doing it again.
I like this mock draft, man.
Yeah, we gotta do it again next time. So let's go back after pro days. Maybe next week we'll see if there's any changes. Because I mean, there's probably gonna be a few pro days here and there this week, next week maybe. And we'll see. But for now, I think that was a good mock draft.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about as far as the Niners or anything going on?
Nothing yet. You know, a couple more weeks till free agency. We really don't. I mean, things are a standstill. Teams are waiting. There's nothing really going on yet. People, mainly in the Niner land, it's just trying to make sure they get Kittle and Defoe to be extended and figure out a way if they're going to be able to keep Armstead. But we'll know in a few weeks, man. It's getting close.
So it looks like the Tampa Bay Bucks are going to let Winston test the
free agency.
Yeah. Do you think that he ends up in Tampa Bay again, or do you think that he ends up somewhere else? I don't think anybody's going to trust him.
Nobody's going to really take him. I think he'll stay in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I think he gets retained. I think a lot of these guys, it's all like, you know, posturing.
Yeah, I think it's all
Derrick
posture.
Henry
I think
returns.
teams are just going to let them test the waters, see if they get a deal. Like, oh, okay, if they really want the guy, they'll pay the guy.
Yeah, I think
All these teams.
And what is that? I mean, I've talked about this a ton, I think, even with you on the show, but what's that do if Winston's not there? Like, what does that do to that receiving core? Like,
They're going to draft. They might have to draft a quarterback.
yeah.
It's going to downgrade them. As good as they are, it's going to downgrade them.
It's, but what is it?
He has chemistry with them. As bad as he throws picks, he's good off. He can move the ball.
How good would the rookie be, though, with those wide receivers? He would be pretty far advanced, though, for a rookie. If you could hand
I'm sure he'd be a little bit, but he still has to learn the NFL game, man. I mean, I don't care what rookie you are. You got to learn the game. You're not going to be great immediately. It's hard to sit there and say any rookie's going to come in and just dominate the league. You know, they're going to throw turnovers. So for Tampa Bay, it might actually be the best case. Keep Winston. They get someone, develop them. You know, the only problem with Winston is he just turns the ball over too much. He's good at moving the ball. He has talent. He just doesn't make he just makes too many mistakes. Honestly, it's kind of like Tony Romo. We were just talking Tony Romo. The man puts up the damn numbers. He puts up good numbers statistically, but he makes turnovers at the wrong parts of the game, and that's exactly what Tony Romo did. Tony Romo was a good quarterback. It's just he made mistakes at the wrong times game, and he threw interceptions. It's just how Tony Romo was.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think that if you had to put a prediction on how long he remains a starter in the NFL and a starter for Tampa Bay, what would you predict? Like, example, Mariota. Everybody thought.
More year. I think that if he stays with Tampa Bay, they're going to give him one more year and see if he can really. Like, again, he did put 30. He did have a lot of touchdowns. They're going to see if they keep him, if they retain him. They're going to see if he can limit those turnovers.
Like Mariota is a good example in Tennessee. Like 2 years ago, I was saying that he would be out of the NFL in terms of being a starter within a year or two, and people were like, "No way, they're invested."
And look at that, man. That's crazy. But that's the thing. When you're not hitting that potential, they give you 3 years max, 4 years max, and I think Winston's at that point. This is his last chance to really show he can get them to win. So he can move the ball. Like I said, he can move the ball effectively. He has to limit turnovers, and he has to win games because they don't win with him.
Yeah. So I give him one more year in Tampa, even if they extend him a little, like if they give him a decent deal. They're letting him hit free agency, so I don't know if they're going to can they franchise him up until what? Is it already that deadline passed? When did they extended it?
No, they can. They just opened up franchise tag, but they have until March 18th.
Yeah,
but
so
I think a lot of teams are waiting because the new collective bargaining agreement, they might add more cap space. So a lot of teams are just waiting until they get more cap space. So like the Niners are we're in this limbo position. Like George Kittle's agent's like, I know you guys don't have a lot of money right now. We're gonna wait until you guys figure out your issue. It's crazy, man. Like especially with our team, we don't have a lot of cap space, but we got a lot we need to do. So they're figuring things out. They're posturing. They're testing the waters. It's going to be interesting free agency. The next couple weeks are going to get intense.
So Henry stays or goes? I think I already know the answer to this for you, but Derrick Henry.
He stays in Tennessee. They're going to lock him up.
Drake stays. We've already talked about that a ton.
Yep.
Winston stays.
Stays.
Breeze already staying. Taysom Hill or Bridgewater, one of them staying? I think Taysom Hill stays. No one's going to sign him.
I think Taysom stays. They're going to let him be their future. Bridgewater signs somewhere. He's going to get a good contract. He could start anywhere, really.
Melvin Gordon.
What do you think about Brady?
Brady, I think he's playing. He's a Charger. LA Charger.
I see. Phillip Rivers, where's he playing?
I think Rivers is going to be in. It's a darn good question. Indianapolis.
Yeah, Indy. I think so too.
I think Rivers. I think they have Mack. They have Hilton. They're not like in rebuild mode. They need somebody like Rivers. So
Phillip Rivers could start on that team and win. I think that's a good team for him.
Okay. Melvin Gordon. Where is he playing? Tampa.
I didn't think of that. I think he'll stay in San Diego.
L.A.
Or sorry, I can't think of them as LA.
I know. I still. What do I say? What team do I? I think I still say. Man. What team is it that I always say? I don't know. I forget it. I do that too all the time.
I just can't see the Chargers anywhere else.
Bennett says you need to move Clyde up over Chase freaking Claypool. Bennett, that's an arguable thing, young man. An arguable thing. First of all, a lot of people think that 10 spot's going to be kind of bold because we don't really know what NFL teams are thinking in regards to good old Clydey boy. So
Chase Claypool's a beast. Don't
yeah, Claypool is climbing big time. I like your thinking. Like, don't get me wrong, Bennett. Like, be bold, be brave, trust your gut, and I could definitely see what you're saying ends up being the case. I think if in the right spot, he could go in like Helaire could go in like 6 to 10 for rookie drafts. So I don't blame you for liking him, but Claypool is pretty high. Mims, Mims. There's a lot of, this is all arguable stuff, guys. And we did this in the chat. Where were you, Bennett? We needed you.
Yeah.
Bennett says it's not arguable. Well,
any other free agency topics?
I guess I'd just say what we talked about a few lives ago. I've been really pimping hard on my Instagram and YouTube on my shows is that my two or three of my favorite strategies in 2020 are stacking up at running back in the first and second round, or running back Mahomes, or if you wanted to go Kittle or Kelsey, you could go running back Kittle or Kelsey, and then that's going to leave you vulnerable at wide receiver. But what we talked about earlier, getting 3 of these 4 wide receivers, A.J. Brown, Hollywood Brown, Chark, and am I blanking out on my 4th guy? A.J. Brown, Hollywood Brown, Chark, and McLaurin. Those 4 wide receivers. And you could throw Debo in there if you want. You could throw a bunch of guys that are right there, like that good. I don't like Devontae Parker, but you could throw like Parker in there if you want it, if you think he's one of those guys. It doesn't have to be my 4. But DJ Chark, Hollywood Brown, A.J. Brown, and McLaurin all feel like they could flirt with wide receiver 1 value at times, and one of them, maybe 2, but one of them could be a top 10 wide receiver in 2020. So it's one of my favorite approaches. And then I talk about the 2-headed monster, the tripod, all that. That's what I've been pushing a lot lately, because we're getting close to time where dynasty guys are trading draft picks. Dynasty people are doing startup drafts. A lot of dynasty leagues will mirror the NFL, so the rookie draft will take place during the rookie draft time frame, and then they do their startup draft either before or after. So that's kind of why I've been hitting those home so hardcore, is because draft strategies are real important this time of year for dynasty people. Question by Benny. Benny says, Smitty, are you answering dynasty team advice questions? Sure, man. Throw it at us. Jake says Helaire and Cam 1.6, 1.7. It's totally arguable, man. I'm not arguing against that. I like it. I like it all, man. I could do this mock again and have it different tomorrow. It's like not that crazy to have any of these guys ranked this way. What about you? Anything? We could make this a short show today.
Nothing. I think that's all I got for tonight.
Yeah, get some rest, man. You seem a little tired today.
Yeah, I'm a little tired. It was a long day. I was at the beach and stuff. Busy today.
Yeah. At the beach, man. That water could wear you out, the sun. Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm tired from that.
You look like you're already falling asleep.
I am, man. I'm exhausted today.
You got the coronavirus?
No, I hope not. It's out here. It's crazy because there is a strain here in San Jose.
But let's talk about that real quick. I know you're a doctor in the different kind of medical field, but the coronavirus, Dr. Drew and a bunch of other people have gone on to say that this thing's being blown out of proportion to an extreme degree, that the actual flu itself, obviously is more dangerous than, a lot of people say that, more dangerous than the coronavirus. To your knowledge, is that true, or are people actually not? They're fabricating that?
Every type of, whenever some big time virus comes, they hype it up, they get crazy I mean, it is pretty deadly. It is a strain that can be pretty bad just because they don't really have much, um, you know, they don't have anything to fight against it yet because it's a new strain, and it's just that's the thing. When there's new strains of these viruses, they got to act fast to come up with something to defeat it. But right now, it's so new that at this point, like if someone's to get infected by it, yeah, it can be pretty deadly. That's the thing. So they want to try to prevent it, isolate people, this and that. There's been some outbreaks here in California, which is kind of scary because I live in the area. But I mean, at the end of the day, whenever there's a big time, like swine flu a couple years back, like all the big, every year there's a big flu, and people go crazy. They go crazy. They start like big pandemics. And, oh my God, the world's gonna die. I think they are over. They're blowing it out of proportion. But is it a bad virus? Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, it can be very deadly. So I mean,
okay,
you gotta be careful.
Here's the question I have for you. We play this game a lot, Dr. Raj. This is
the biggest thing you gotta do is wash your damn hands.
This is a common game on the Fantasy Football Show with Dr. Raj.
Okay.
Broken hip wall or coronavirus?
Oh man, I'd rather have broken hip wall. I don't want that coronavirus, man. You don't know what it's in.
Double broken hip walls or the coronavirus?
Double broken hip wall. You don't know what's in that strain.
But I've heard that the coronavirus, like literally the normal flu, is more dangerous than that. I don't know.
Yeah, the normal flu can probably be more dangerous, but the thing against, like I said, the thing with coronavirus is they really don't have anything to fight against it yet. It's so new, and they don't have any antibodies or any medicine that can beat it. So if you have it, you're pretty screwed. You know what I mean? So it's because it's so new.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it'll be interesting what happens because like the market's like fluctuating because of it. Like this is crazy what's going on with it. I feel like it's the news is perpetuating it. Politics is piling it on, trying to make it look like it's a Trump problem. Like it's getting insane.
As far as double hip wall, like that'd be a bad injury, but orthopedic, as bad as the injury that is, you can recover and it's not going to kill you. Whereas coronavirus, there's a chance it can kill you. So I'd rather take the double hip wall.
Yeah. I might take my my one thing that's funny is that people wearing these masks like all over the place, but like
I love it.
The easiest way to catch anything is in your eyes. Your eyes and your ears. Like if you take the flu and rub your ear, you'll get the flu immediately, or your eyes. So if somebody's wearing a mask to worry about someone like coughing, it'll go right in your eyes. You'll be infected immediately. In your mouth, you have a shot of not getting sick. In your eyes, like you don't. That's like right in your bloodstream.
They just need to wear a mask that covers the eyes too. But I love seeing people with the mask. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're hopefully they're protecting other people by wearing it, but it is funny. Like the mask isn't gonna do any good.
Yeah, it's really the mask is not gonna make your chances of getting coronavirus that low. Because again, if you're not washing your damn hands, you're screwed anyways.
If anything, you'll get it. The coronavirus, someone will sneeze. You'll somehow dodge it in your eyes, and you'll carry it home on your mask.
There you go. Oh yeah.
That's how I think, man.
That's funny.
Oh yeah. Jake says
don't get coronavirus.
Jake says coronavirus death toll in the U.S. 1. The flu kills 50,000 a year in the U.S. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know. You can't antibiotic the virus, Dr. Raj. You should know that. What? You can't antibiotic a virus. Now, first of all, before Tannehill's dead, he doesn't specialize in the medical field of this. First of all,
obviously you can't get an What I mean is, there's nothing to fight off the virus. They don't have anything to fight off. There's nothing. It's a new strain. It's a virus that can take you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That's my whole point. Is because it's a virus. There's nothing to fight. You can't put an antibody.
I hear you saying. Even if you had got it wrong, it's like Dr. Raj is a doctor in a different field.
That's what I'm saying. It's a virus. You can't. There's nothing you can do. So that's what I'm saying. There's nothing to fight against it. So and it's so new. What are you gonna do?
I'd take the because I wouldn't want my family to get it or whatever. I'd probably take the double broken hip wall. I'd take one for the team, in-house Casa de Smitty. I'd take it for the team, double hip walls. But if I didn't have to worry about other people, I would take my chances, roll that dice, and keep my hip walls intact.
Yeah, that's true. But if I didn't have to worry about everybody else.
Yeah. 10 team 1.02 Watson, McCaffrey, Mack, Carson, Tyreek Hill, I think you mean, Cup, A.J. Brown, McLaurin. Question is, what would you do at 1.02 with that team? Okay. So when you have the 1.02, you have Watson, McCaffrey, Mack, Carson, Tyreek Hill, Cup, A.J. Brown, McLaurin. You're set, like, balanced, pretty balanced on your throughout your entire team. Number one, you're balanced. Number two, take the best player available no matter what, Benny. Don't go drafting a certain position because you need to fill that position. In a rookie draft, you could trade. So if, like, you have the 1.02 and somebody takes Jeudy, or somebody gets crazy and takes somebody different, take Jonathan Taylor if he's the number one ranked guy. We'll know that when we have the landing spots. Because you could trade him for, like, Devontae Adams if you really needed a wide receiver. Why draft a receiver that you hope becomes the next Devontae Adams? I mean, you could just trade that running back for Devontae Adams. Anyway, nice team, Kyle says, and I agree. Nice job, Benny. All right, Dr. Raj, should we let you go? Go get some rest.
Yeah, I'm going to get some rest here. Yeah, we'll be back next Saturday. Hopefully I will be a little bit more upbeat and live. So
Yeah, we'll do a mock draft or something.
sounds good.
Maybe we'll do a best ball draft. You ever done a best ball draft?
No, you show me about that. Show me what's up with
Yeah.
that.
So you just draft it once. You don't ever worry about it again, but it actually competes. It won't be a money league. It'll be free, but we'll be able to check on it any point during the year. Like, we can reflect on it mid-season and see how our teams are doing, because it starts the best player for you every single week. You don't do a thing. You draft it. It's a draft-only league, and literally we all just see who won at the end of the year. So we'll do a bunch of those this year, guys. So get ready for the best ball drafts. Maybe we do that. So as far as your giveaway spots for the Battle of the Pimps, which starts tomorrow at 9 a.m., you have plenty of time to get those spots filled, but maybe...
Okay, yeah, I'll make sure I get that. I'll do that, and we'll get going on that.
And I'll resend the invite to you through...
Yeah.
It's going to come from My Fantasy League.
I think I said... Yeah, I have the email.
Okay. I'll just click on the invite link. It'll have you create an account if you've never created one, and then you'll be in. So you just follow that invite link. Just make sure you click the link that says invitation.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then you'll be good to go. And again, you can pre-rank. I'll let you know when you're up, too, so don't have to worry about that. And, yeah, man, get some sleep.
All right, my man. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Later. All right, guys. Any final questions before... Oh, Ball's Life. Thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. Are you still here? If you've got a question, hit me with it. Ball's Life's the man. Super chatting like the beast that he is. Thank you, Ball. Thank you, Ball. Stock market advice. Yeah, I'll give you stock market advice. I got it right here. There are two stocks. This is merely my opinion. I'm not a professional. Let me just check and see how they're doing, actually. Personally, I would invest in Netflix, regardless of it going up or down. Let me see how far it's gone down. Netflix has been going down pretty... It's already back up. Now it's falling again. Great. Netflix at $374. That could easily be a $500 or $600 stock in a year or two. Easy. That would be like a, hey, let me go into something and invest. If you want some, like, deep dives, I'll give you two. One is DSS, Document Security Systems. DSS is the signal, the call sign. It went up 32% today. It's been dropping a lot, so make sure you're careful. It's gone down to 19 cents. It was like at $2 at one point, like a year. Let's see. It was at 5 years ago. It was at $2.17. 2 years ago, it was at $1.75, and currently, right now, it's at 24 cents. This is a dollar stock, I think, in my opinion, at least $1, maybe a $2 stock. They specialize in a lot of security stuff online, so anytime there's going to be like a freak out with online security stuff, they probably would take a nice bump. But everybody tailed off big time in these types of stocks, volatile stocks, tailed off big time heading into Friday and Thursday, and they kind of rallied back a little bit. But this went up 32% yesterday, and it's the kind of stock that could easily double. The other one is a deep dive that I've been in for like 3 or 4 years. and I've just been waiting for it to pay off. And this is my live to show you the evidence for when it comes back. But WDDD, it is currently at 25 cents, I believe. But in my opinion, the stock could be one that could be several dollars. It's 25 cents. It could be several dollars. It could be like a $10 stock or a $2 stock, or it could go bankrupt. So know that. Don't, that's just something that I personally like. This is total opinion, not advising anybody to do anything with these. So let me reiterate that. But 25 cents, that could, if that goes up to like $5 or $6, this stock, I believe, is involved in some litigation regarding a bunch of like IP and different things that they've purchased and things that they may have developed as well. I believe they are going after like the some of the video game people that have linked together through earpieces, and basically gaming together is some kind of technology they might have a patent on. Smitty's going Wolf of Wall Street on us. Damn straight, Jaws. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm calling it a night. I appreciate every one of you. Balls Life, you're the man. Thank you for your super chat, young man. Get ready for the draft tomorrow. Pimp League coming tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. Get ready for it. That's all I got. How do you get started in stocks? Go to like E-Trade or Chase Bank or something like that. They charge you a lot more per trade though. But like someone like E-Trade is like probably $4 to $10 a trade. A trade meaning you could buy once a bunch of it, and that would be one trade fee. But I kind of like putting my, like if I was to try and guess what would be steady or good ones to invest in, Netflix feels pretty good to me. Amazon took a decent dive during the whole dip that occurred from the coronavirus. But they're kind of high right now. Apple's always volatile. Apple's also always kind of a decent buy, but dude, things can fluctuate. Right now it's kind of a tough thing to say to get into because the coronavirus could make things dip even more. So I don't know. DDD, they are a 3D system company that does printing, and I believe they have the capability of being like a $30 stock, but they're at $9 now. They're kind of an interesting one. You know what is another interesting one that goes super high and then it bombs out during these kinds of situations, but the ones that create those masks and sell that technology for the viruses, like those are always good buys right now. But when do they drop off? I don't know. But what I do know is those of you not watching Last Kingdom on Netflix, you should be ashamed of yourself. And I did hear a rumor, I'm not positive, but I did hear a rumor that they might have another season coming for Last Kingdom. I thought it was over, and I think everybody thought it was over. Tannehill's drafting Mahomes and Lamar to hold in leagues hostage. I don't know if I'd draft both if you can only use one. If you can use two, hell yeah, take them both. Thank you again, Bulls Life. Thank you, all of you. Cook's value in 2020, Derek says, rise or a faller. I like him. Probably right about the same. Later, Kyle. I appreciate you, man. Sorry, today was kind of a weird show. I'm low energy. Low energy. I'm low energy. People. I got to work on my Trump. I've got a little special surprise for you guys that could be relating to Trump, maybe some other characters that's coming to, I believe, YouTube, definitely Instagram at The Fantasy Football Show up at the top here, and TikTok at The Fantasy Football Show. And I think I'm going to bring it to YouTube as well. But it's a little exciting new show that's coming. And let me just say, it's huge. Cook's value in 2020, rise or fall? Did I end up? I know I addressed it, but did I end up saying what I thought he would be going at. I think he's probably getting drafted around 5, 6, and I think that's warranted, man. Make sure you get Madison, though. All right, guys. Here's the mock. I know some of you were unhappy with where Claypool was, where Helaire was. But, dude, it's arguable. Later. Peace out. Thank you all. See you next time. Hit follow on Instagram. Hit like and subscribe here on YouTube.